welcome back to the mountain. Well, if you've seen in the last video, we demoed all the siding off this side of the tiny house to make way for the expansion that we are starting today. I've already got a 4x4 up on the table right now. Now, if you remember, if you've been with me from the beginning of this, it started out as a 10x10 pump house, and it was going to be more of a lean-to type situation. I actually had the 4x4s concreted in the ground, and then decided later on that I was going to do a slab. So I did end up putting that in. Kind of wished I wouldn't have at this point, because I could have just did it like traditional building with the walls, but being that I got it in, I'm going to go ahead and put a 4x4 there just to keep it the same all the way, because I do have a header running all the way around right here. So I want to build the wall right here and continue the header there to the 4x4 out there, and then I'll build the wall up to it and nail that off, and that'll also help support the header. I'm just going to keep it the same, being that this is the last little section here, so don't crucify me in the comments. All right, I'm going to go ahead and cut this one at 8 foot. It's been laying out there for a while. As you can see, it's got a bow there at the end, goes that way. So I'm going to let it run wild to start with. Once I figure out what the height is and all of that, then I will take my chainsaw and cut it off once I get the header ran across there. No big deal. That's what I did with the rest of them. It worked out pretty good. All right, so let's go ahead and get this first one cut to 8 foot. Go ahead and get it screwed off to here and leveled up. And then we'll go ahead and put the first header up and get this project started. It's been a while since I've wore the tool belt. Go ahead and get it screwed off, and then we'll run one this way. Now we got the first pole up, now I can start pulling my measurements for what I'm going to need. I did get 2 pressure treated 2x4s to run along the base. And we also need to figure out what's going to be the measurement of our 2x6 header, because that'll help lock it into place right there, and then I can start building the wall. All right, just measured the header. It's going to be 9 foot 10 and a half. Now I'm gonna walk out in the boneyard and see if I got a 10 footer so I don't have to cut one of the 12s. Well, no such luck. I had a 2x8 10 footer, but not a 2x6. So I went ahead and marked out 9 foot 10 and a half. We'll go ahead and get this cut and get the first header in. Well, it wouldn't be a project unless you ran into some issues. I thought I had the right kind of clips for these 2x6s, but I actually got these type, which will not work without me putting something below it to hold it. As you can see, I need the ones that fit at the bottom of the 2x6 and goes up on this board right here. But I'm not going to let that stop me. What I'm going to do is screw a 1x4 up underneath just to hold it for right now, and I'll probably tack them on there, get everything square, and then I will take the 1x4 down when I got the right clips to get on there and get mounted. This corner right here was the nightmare for the tiny house. For y'all that's been around since the beginning, if y'all remember, there was a huge boulder right here in the ground that I couldn't even dig up with the backhoe. So I had to set that corner, ended up being like 4 inches off, and it caused tons of issues throughout this build. I will never do that again. I'll get the dynamite. But as you can see, the wall right there is square, but you can see how it's losing all the way down there. So that might end up being an issue for me. I did get longer 2x6s to calculate for that. I'm just gonna have to cut all of these ends, which I have to cut anyways to get the right angle for the fascia that's going. So hopefully it doesn't end up being too big of a deal, but not likely. It's been, that corner has messed up the square of everything in this building throughout the whole build. I learned a valuable lesson when I did that, but hey, you don't know until you know, right? But if nothing else, this corner right here will end up being the beefiest corner of the whole project. I'm just glad that this will be the last time that it causes me issues. All right, let's go ahead and get that 1x4 screwed up there. See if we can get the 2x6s shook out and kind of squared up and where they need to be, to make sure that all the metal and drywall and everything else that's going to go to them is going to fit nice and square. All right, now that we got that one cut down, we're gonna go ahead and kind of shake out the 2x6s. Good morning, guys. Well, the rain came 2 days earlier than what it said it was going to. I know you want to say good morning, Domina. You want to say good morning. I know. Don't jump on me. Don't jump on me. Yep, good morning. Well, rain came 2 days before it said it was going to, and totally messed up my day yesterday. I had to put all the tools up. I had bags over my chop saw over there, and I had to put all the tools up underneath there. But it's the next day, and we're supposed to have 2 more days before it rains again. We'll see. So today we got to get this thing framed out, get all these rafters up here squared up, and try to get the walls up. I'll be picking up the metal tomorrow as long as it comes in on time, and hopefully be able to get the metal up before the big rain comes, because we're supposed to get like 1.5 inches or something like that. So it's going to be a decent little rain. I'd really like to get the metal up at least, to keep from anything trying to blow up underneath and mess up the drywall and the existing stuff that's in the tiny house already. All right guys, we're going to start on the end right here, and we're going to square off of this and go back that way. I did end up picking up some more 2x6x12s. I'm going to have an odd one here just to be able to catch this lip of this little run here that holds the metal. That way I can run the other ones on there too and be able to get a good solid nail point on each one of them. So I figure our best part is going to be able to square from the outside and go that way. Now I did this whole roof with 2 foot on center with it, so I'm going to stick with what I already did, and we're going to go from there. I did end up getting some more seats as well, the type that I need for that side, so we should have everything that we need. All right, let's get these rafters up so we can move on to the wall. All right guys, got all these back clips on, got everything squared up, all of those are nailed off. Now we're going to go ahead and put these on here. To be honest with you, I don't even really need these because the header holds it, but what these are going to do is allow me to nail right here and onto the side, and then whenever I put my board in here to close off this opening right here, it actually gives me 2 places to nail that too, so I don't have to do all the toe nailing and get it all twisted. So we need to go ahead and put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on there, and I'm going to use a different type right here for the end. But Mike just showed up to get my propane. Normally I'm the one that takes him to get propane, but now he's all fancy and got him one of them hitch there things. Hey, you know what I mean? So
a hitch that doesn't weigh 250 pounds.
Yeah. We worked out a little deal on my old tri-ball that was on the Chevy, because the new Ford has a much bigger receiver there, so I had to get a new one anyways, and that one was just sitting there.
And I made a bonehead mistake when I sold old Betsy. I accidentally left my tri-ball hitch on there, so somebody came up.
Say it ain't so. Say it ain't so. So we're gonna get those propane bottles loaded up real quick, and then I'm gonna get my butt back to work. I'm trying to put some walls up today.
Oh wait, never mind. Mine's got the thing in it.
All right, now that we got the propane tanks loaded up, let's go ahead and get back to work, guys. All right, guys, we got all the clips on. I didn't nail them off 100% yet until we get these enclosures up right here. I ended up using one of these for the end one here. So now we're gonna start cutting in these enclosures, get those all situated, and then we'll start running all of the stuff on the roof. I'm actually going to use some vapor barrier on top here before I put the 1x4s down. That way there's a vapor barrier in between that, the metal, and the insulation that's going in there. That way I don't have to buy that expensive foam stuff that I used on the inside right there. I got like 3 rolls of vapor barrier here, so I might as well use that and save a little jangle. Come on. All right, I'm gonna grab some of the 2x6x12s, get it on the chop saw, start pulling some measurements, and get these knocked out real quick. All right, guys, we are moving right along. We got all of the enclosures closed. Nice and tight gaps. Went ahead and nailed it off. I didn't use all the nails that it has because there's no need with it sitting on top of there. But I do have about 10 nails total in each one of them, which is more than enough. So now that we got all that done, we're gonna go ahead and grab some of the vapor barrier, which is right here. Then we're gonna start in the back here. We're gonna run it all the way to that way, take the staple gun, staple it down, move to the next one. But as we're going, we're gonna go ahead and put our 1x4s up too. That way I could do it all off a ladder as I work my way out.
You said I never could change. I thought I never could change. They said I never could change. Damn right, never would. Leave the light on. Leave the light on. If I'll ever change, been dreaming of Nashville, Tennessee, while the cold here in Sweden got the best of me. Well, haven't I got better things to think about than that? Like deadlines, rent's due, bills pile up, family day in, day out, the clock's mocking me, getting old, oh, got the kids deserve so much more than this, gotta get rich. You said I never could change. I thought I never could change. They said I never could change. Damn right, I never would. Leave the light on. Oh. Life never changed. If I'll ever change, yeah.
All right, guys, we're making some pretty good progress. We got one more 1x4 that we need to put up here, which is going to go towards the end right here. Any further out, because this right here is the outside of the building and there's not going to be any insulation and stuff up there. I want to be able to keep the airflow as best as possible. So we just need to put that one back up. And then we'll end up having to cut some of these tails right here, but I'm not going to do that until I get the metal to make sure that everything is squared and lined up where it needs to be before I actually make these cuts. So about all we got left to do is this one more right here. So let's get it up and we're ready for metal. Alright guys, I decided to go ahead and put that last one on. I just went ahead and screwed it just in case I have to move it any. We are ready to go. I was going to put the metal on this video, but being that it's not going to come in until later on this week, this is where we're going to have to go ahead and end it. We are definitely making some good progress. Tomorrow I will start on the walls up underneath and framing out the windows. I do already have the windows. If y'all remember, I bought those a couple of months back. They're back there by the patio well shed, so I'm going to have to lay those out when I do the walls and go ahead and get those ready to install as well. But we are making good progress this week, guys. I'm happy with it. I just wish the metal would have came before the big storm that's about to hit on Wednesday. It's not going to come until afterwards, so I'm going to have to get creative with covering up this little seam right here. I believe I have a piece of metal like this that's a little bit shorter. It's about a foot shorter, which would be enough to reach to probably about right there where it needs to, because all that's just outside stuff anyways. So hopefully that'll fix the problem. I'll just screw that down temporarily just to get me past the rainstorms that we're about to get in the next 2 days. But we're making some progress, guys. I love every single one of y'all. Make sure that you like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell, because this is just the beginning of all the projects going on in 2025 here on Come On Mountain. So until we see each other again, guys, come on, let's go on another adventure.